Estone is in anyways.
What is going on, everyone? We are back. NFL season, week 1 Sunday. We have our NFL live stream. It is Sunday, 9:30 Eastern time. We are ready to get into our picks and plays for our top 5 games on the slate for this Sunday. Obviously, fantasy football kicking off. I know you're a big fantasy guy. This is my first year doing 3 leagues, and I'm already having like a panic attack. I do not like checking 3 teams. It's
That's
kind of
crazy.
annoying
That's
already. Yeah,
crazy.
it's too much chaos.
I'm
I
down
got
to
guys on
3.
one team playing them in the other league. It's very annoying that way. So I don't know which one I want to win, but it's kind of frustrating there. Also, fantasy baseball playoffs, baseball playoffs coming up, but we're here for football. We had a decent slate of college football yesterday. Not no great games. Obviously, Michigan, Oklahoma handled business there last night. We didn't do great on the card in college football yesterday. I think we went 3-4 after a hot week last week. Kind of cooled off this week. So next week we get some fire games on the college football slate. So we'll continue in there next Saturday. But like I said, NFL Sunday, we are starting things off in New York for my Pittsburgh Steelers heading to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Jets. Jets are getting 3 points at home at minus 125, over under at 38, I believe the lowest of the week. Steelers money line minus 150, Jets plus 125. Ace, I will hand it off over to you. What do you think happens here in the Meadowlands today?
Yeah, very interesting game. 2 teams that swapped quarterbacks for the Jets and the Steelers. I can tell you're a little weary of it because you're not taking a friendly line and putting it on the card, which is crazy to see for your hometown team. I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers donning the black and gold, and you have Justin Fields playing for those New York Jets over in MetLife too. 2 strong defenses, so I like a lower scoring total here. This is an under game if I've ever seen anything written all over it. You got Brees Hall and Braylon Allen running in the backfield for the Jets. You have Garrett Wilson on the outside, a rookie tight end, and a nice defense. Like I said, that home field advantage. You love home dogs. If it was anybody else, I think you might be throwing this on the card. Meanwhile, it's a big question mark season for the Steelers. They have all the new veterans that were once Pro Bowlers. You have DK Metcalf.
There's so much unknown with the Steelers right
Aaron
now.
Rodgers, right? Jalen Ramsey coming in too. You still have your guy TJ Watt. That's nice to have. The running back room is a big question mark. You brought in Jonnu. So I have to wait and see what we're looking at, but I'm leaning towards the Jets with that home field advantage. But it's so hard to say you think the
One,
Jets are going to win.
one thing I did like in this game, you just brought him up, is Jonnu Smith. I think a touchdown there is you could probably get a great price on that. I saw it around plus 350. I think he was 1,800 to score first. But let me see what his anytime was. Jonnu Smith plus 360. So I do like that there. Jalen Warren plus 185. I think one of them get in. So I do like the Steelers to win the game. 3 points. I hate when it sits at an even 3. Steelers haven't been scoring in the first quarter. We don't know what this era of Aaron Rodgers is going to look like. A lot of unknowns, like I just said, with DK Metcalf, Jonnu Smith, Jalen Ramsey. A lot of these pieces that they've brought in another year with some of these young defenders, Herbig, Peyton Wilson, I expect to make a huge step this year. No Derek Harmon, our first-round pick for the first couple weeks, but finally back with a healthy offensive line. Broderick Jones in his true position at the left tackle spot where he won a national championship or 2 with the Georgia Bulldogs. We get our first-round pick from last year, Fatanu, back at the right tackle. He missed all of last year with an injury, so going to be interesting to see how he steps back into here. I think the Steelers handle business. I would take 2.5. The line's moving that way anyway. So you can probably get 2.5 at minus 115. I think the Steelers handle business. I like Jonnu Smith to score. I'm going to avoid this one on my card. I want to see how my Steelers do. I don't want to come out too biased with the unknowns that are out there with the Steelers. So I'm going to stay away from this one today. I might take them off the card. I'm going to a Steelers watch party with MGM. So I feel like I'll definitely have something there because it'll be on. But rooting for the boys. I think they get it done, though.
I think that's going to be your favorite part of the day is having a free watch party to bet MGM. I think it's going to be a tough sledding day for both sides. We're going to see Chris Boswell kicking a lot of field goals, and then the Jets too. We're going to see Justin Fields scampering around. I know you hated on him heavy when you had him. Now he's going over to the other side. And you're like, thank God we don't have him. But now you have that problem that once was Aaron Rodgers.
I think he's good for at least 2 turnovers today.
How is he going to be running, though? I think he has a good chance to run one in personally, but the thing is they also have that 2-headed monster in the backfield. That's one thing that I'm going to be watching out for is Braylon Allen and Brees Hall.
I've Brees in fantasy. I wouldn't – if they're going to score points, I wouldn't mind seeing him do good.
And the thing is, I like Braylon Allen to eventually take that role over. Brees Hall was supposed to be so good, but so many question marks now. We're gonna look at this game too. Garrett Wilson on the outside. Your guy Jalen Ramsey is probably gonna be matched up with him, right? Or is it going to be one of the younger guys on the outside?
They said Jalen Ramsey said multiple times during training camp he was just kind of announcing himself as cornerback
Does
one.
he have the legs to keep up with him?
That's the
That's
thing.
gonna
It's like
be
we got to. There's so much unknown, and if it clicks, they could be a very good team.
a lot of ifs, a lot of ifs over
Exactly.
there.
There's you brought in. There's so many new pieces. No new coaching. Like the coaching's the same. No coordinators. No shuffling around there.
On the other side though, we have Aaron Glenn making his debut for the New York Jets. That's going to be very interesting to watch too. They get out of their previous eras of coaching staffs that weren't too fond of. Robert Saleh had some time there, and he didn't really do his thing. Now they get another defensive coach taking over his first head coaching job. I don't know if that's a recipe for success, but with how stacked that defense is, I mean, you got to think that they're pretty strong on that side of the ball. I expect both quarterbacks to have tough days. Not many air yards today. A lot of it being done on the ground in MetLife too. Tough stadium. Aaron Rodgers, you think he's going to catch a big boost coming into that stadium today?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I do like for the Steelers, though, you didn't really talk about him much, is your guy DK Metcalf. I think he's going to see the ball early and often. He's going to be in his hands the whole time. And one thing you didn't mention is who else is going to step up in that receiving game. I know you have Jonnu Smith, but besides DK Metcalf, that pecking order is yet to be seen. You have Roman Wilson, who they're expecting to make a big jump. The Steelers are usually a wide receiver factory, so can he step up? A lot of you guys ask us fantasy questions. Not a bad stash if you're in a deeper league is Roman Wilson. He might be able to step up and be a budding superstar for that team, or he could be a complete dud and we end up putting him back on the wire. So if you have a spot to stash him there, not a bad way to go. But I think Justin Fields isn't a bad touchdown. I think Jalen Warren's a nice one for your Steelers as well. I know you said Caleb Johnson likes to get going as well, but Jalen Warren's
I
been
like
there
the
and
I
done
like the
that.
value with Warren. The what they've said about Johnson coming into this game, a lot of like the inside Steeler beat reporters don't expect him to be a big part of this game.
Yeah, week one, you don't expect to see him jump on the scene too much. And remember what Aaron Rodgers did with Aaron Jones and other receiving backs out there in Green Bay? I know we're going turning back the page a little bit there,
Yeah,
pre-injury and whatnot, but he's going to dump the ball up to him, and that's where Warren really excels, in my opinion. Huff,
yeah.
we got some fantasy questions in the chat here. Anthony, thanks for joining. Because I don't know what the Steelers' offense is going to look like. Which running back we're going to trust? It's going to be Jalen Warren. Some other
For
guys.
now, it's for sure Jalen Warren. He's had fumble problems in the
Safe.
past.
He's very safe floor. If you have some running back questions, you're worried about McCaffrey, you're worried about other guys. Right, Jalen Warren, not a bad plug and play. I guarantee a lot of you guys have him on your bench, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him eat in PPR leagues and have a touchdown at least here in week one. We got
Yeah.
Braxton joining here. He's saying Montgomery or Harvey for full PPR. I'm gonna go
Ooh.
Harvey here. I think they're gonna feed Gibbs, and that Green Bay defense is pretty stout. Meanwhile, the Broncos have a lighter matchup here, and Sean Payton said that he's going to get him involved early and often. Going to be
And they
nice in
could
a
run up the
PPR
score
game.
in that game. I like Harvey too.
All right, Hop, here you go. Here's a question for you from Rachel Cruz. Thanks for joining, Rachel. Travion Henderson or Tyrone Tracy Jr. RB2? I know which way I'm leaning, but let me hear your
I
thoughts.
would go Travion Henderson.
I think so too. Josh McDaniels leading the way for the Patriots as the offensive coordinator. They're playing against one of the weakest teams in the league in the Las Vegas Raiders, and we saw how much Henderson was electric in college, electric in the preseason. As soon as he touched the ball, he's complete dynamite, and with the PPR points too.
How much is Ramondre Stevenson still supposed to be in the picture?
He's going to be there. And, you know, Josh McDaniels, throughout his whole career, he ran multiple running backs. I think Gibson sees the ball, too. It's going to be a slot fest in New England today.
Travion's favorite. I mean, that's the next game we're talking about. If you want to just jump into that here, I can.
Yeah, let's get some of these other questions first.
Go
We got
ahead.
a lot here in the chat, people coming in. Yeah, Hoss, thanks for jumping in with Rachel Cruz helping her out there. She also said Travis Hunter, Marvin Harrison Jr., or Jalen Waddle in the flex. I feel like Marvin Harrison Jr. is the no-brainer. I think Travis Hunter is going to be dancing in the end zone. I know you have the Jags.
I agree. I just bet him this anytime touchdown off the card. I took like a kind of long shot touchdown parlay that I'll announce at the end of this, but he's in there.
Yeah, I think Tat and Travis Hunter both end up getting in the end zone today, but I'm going to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. there. I think he has a big season. He put on a lot of weight, put on a lot of stuff there. Our live stream on TikTok just seemed to have gone down. Let's see. We got that coming back live. But yeah, I like Marvin Harrison Jr. to get going. Have a big day today.
Yeah, let's get into this second game here. Your New England Patriots hosting the new look Las Vegas Raiders. Patriots a 2.5-point favorite, over under at 44. Pats money line minus 150. Raiders plus 125. I'll let you start this one here again. Let's hear it. I'm very interested to see how both of these teams look. Obviously, dog, we go at each other about our teams.
Mhm.
I'm very interested to see what this Patriots team looks like with Diggs. I don't like the receiving options. I like Henderson, and I do think May is going to be good. So it's interesting to see what that's going to look like. What I do like in this game is both of the new shiny toy rookie running backs to get in the end zone, Genty and Travion Henderson. I think both of them get in.
Yeah, a lot of big storylines in this game. You have two brand new coaches for their team stepping up. You have Pete Carroll for the Las Vegas Raiders and Mike Vrabel for the New England Patriots. Two highly respected quarterback coaches on their sides. New quarterback for the Raiders too. They got Geno Smith coming in. They got that interesting receiver Dante Thornton Jr. If you have a waiver wire ad in your league, go add Dante Thornton Jr. 6'5", runs a 4.3. The only other people to do that are Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson. But speaking of this game, obviously, it's going to be a good one. I think the Patriots have very high expectations with a light schedule, a lot of new faces. Drake May looking like one of the better young quarterbacks in the league with a high ceiling. You got Travion Henderson running alongside Ramondre Stevenson, complete dynamite in the backfield. You got Stephon Diggs, who's looking completely healthy, and the leader of that rookie locker room, or not rookie, but young, Keyshawn Butte on the outside, too. Drake May had a good connection with him as well. And Demario Douglas is a nice little slot receiver. We know how good Hunter Henry and solid he can be. Nice O-line for the Patriots. Hopefully Will Campbell is officially suiting up today as he was questionable coming in. Some other faces they brought in along that O-line, too, is nice to see to shore that up after last year. Meanwhile, on the defensive side of the ball, they brought in Harold Landry. They brought in Robert Spillane. They cut Jabril Peppers. Christian Gonzalez is out, but they brought in Carlton Davis as well with Alex Austin and Marcus Jones on the outside. So that defense is going to play strong. I'm eager to see if the Raiders can really cook anything up against them. We know Mike Vrabel likes to stand tall on the defensive side of the ball, so he'll be playing tough. I expect May to be letting loose everything he has, that dual threat quarterback. He can run, he can throw. Josh McDaniels expecting a big game. And let's not forget, this is a revenge game for him. The last time he was with the Raiders, he was fired on Halloween night while he was out walking his kids trick-or-treating. So he's going to want to unleash some firepower on that side of the ball. I like Henderson to get in the end zone. I like Hunter Henry to have a good day as well. And I think Diggs actually does snap out in his debut. He wants to really show that he's still a top dog in this league. But on the other side, look for Brock Bowers to have a big day. I know Genty's going to get the ball a lot. Might be a day of tough sledding, especially in his debut. We didn't see him really go off in the preseason, but he's going to get the ball early and often. And Pete Carroll knows how to get running backs going like he did with Marshawn Lynch. I like the Patriots to cover here. I like it to be a lower scoring game. I think the Patriots get in the end zone 3 times, kick a few field goals. That puts them at the 27-point mark. Meanwhile, I think it's going to be a struggle for the Raiders to find the end zone. They have that big leg in Daniel Carlson. But like I said, it's going to be a rainy game today. A lot of running in the trenches. Look for Brock Bowers to be strong on his receiving props there if you like that. I think he finds the end zone as well. I think they get in the end zone twice. 27-20 is what I have the Patriots at. What are you looking for in this game? How do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, I think what I said about the running backs. I think they're excited about trying to get both of these guys in the end zone. I think it, especially for the Raiders. Obviously, I like Bowers. I'm interested to see how Geno looks. Another year with Pete Carroll there. Obviously, new place. Obviously, not in Seattle anymore, but been a few years since he's had Pete Carroll there. And all Geno Smith's ever done is win games. So I'm definitely not going to write off my boy Geno, the Mountaineer, but I'm going to avoid a side on this one because with the home field, 2.5 points. This is basically, the home team getting 2.5. I like Genty to score -115 on MGM, and I like Travion Henderson to score +135 there.
Yeah, and if you guys have some fantasies in this game, I think Travion Henderson is a good one. A lot of people drafted him highly. You can fire him up in your leagues. I think he's going to get exposed early, and they're going to show how good he truly is as a running back and a receiving back. So look for some PPR points there as well. Pete Carroll, though, has never lost a week 1 opening game. So that's an interesting stat line to look at. But new faces and new places for these coaching staff. So I think the Patriots, they don't really know what this team's going to be like. If they hit their stride and as good as they are, 2.5 is a generous line. Haas goes, I heard Mackey bets on the Bills tonight -350. We'll get to that game soon, Haas. But this Patriots Raiders game, very interesting. A lot of question marks on both sides, so it's going to be very telling in week 1. I got my Patriots hat on. This is going to be a big year for the Pats. We're making the playoffs this year. We've got that second easiest schedule in the league. Chat, let me know if you think the Patriots can get it done today and kick off a good season. 3 lighter games to start the season, so we got to take advantage of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, make sure, obviously, wherever you're watching this from, leave us a like, follow, share, subscribe, wherever you're at. We appreciate
Let
it.
us know your fantasy questions in the chat.
Yeah, throw some questions in the chat. We're going to get into some of these 4 o'clock games here. Great game in the NFC. We have the Detroit Lions going to Green Bay, a divisional matchup. Obviously, the Micah Parsons led defense up there in Green Bay. Packers -2 at home, over under 47.5. Packers -130 at home. Lions +110. I'll start us out here. I like the Packers this year. I think they're going to be
wow.
Obviously, there's a lot of unknown with the Lions. The 2 new coordinators. they didn't really replace a lot of players. They didn't really
Judy
make
McCray.
a lot of crazy changes in up and down their lineup. But I think at this game, divisional game at home, week one, I like the Packers here. I think Parsons comes out and has a hell of a game in his debut, wearing number one. That's a crazy, crazy thing to do. If you got a ball out when you're wearing that number, he's obviously earned it. Going from 11, I liked him in 11. I like when defensive
Defensive
linemen
player
wear
of the
kind of
year,
crazy numbers.
potentially?
What'd you say?
Defensive player of the year, potentially?
He has the hype to do it now for sure. He's been in the running the past couple of years with TJ Miles, all those other guys. Pat Surtain got it last year, but I like the Packers here. I'm going to take the 2 points. I didn't get this on my card yet. I didn't really focus much on the 4 o'clock slate, but I'll be taking the Packers -2 here.
That's crazy. I mean, the biggest Dan Campbell fan there ever was sitting there with me talking about this game, and he's going against them. They just signed Jamison Williams to that 3-year extension with the $83 million. It's a max extension. He's still on his rookie deal. So after he gets through that, he's still going to be playing for those Detroit Lions. They've extended everybody so far. I know they still got to pay Gibbs and
So I mean,
LaPorta
they
and
haven't had really like turnover at all.
yeah, but I think this Lions team is destined for success here. They got their defense healthy once again. I'm eager to see, can Jordan Love do anything? Is the receiving room a question mark? Yeah, they have Matthew Golden on the other side. A lot of people probably drafted Matthew Golden in dynasty leagues, and they're expecting him in redraft leagues to snap off as well as their wide receiver one entering. I know Dobbs is going to be healthy too. Josh Jacobs is going to be a strong play today, but I think Jameer Gibbs is going to have an absolute tear of a year. A pretty generous price on him to get in the end zone too. I'm surprised a lot of people aren't taking that one.
Yeah, -115. I saw
Yeah,
that. I
that's
took
pretty
that in that parlay I was telling you
yeah,
about.
that's pretty crazy. He should be getting the end zone today. Look at Amon-Ra St. Brown to have a strong day. Look for Jameson Williams to pop off after signing that contract. And a sleeper pick if you guys are in some deeper dynasty leagues. I like Isaac Tesla too, who really lit up the preseason, worked his way up to the wide receiver 3 spot, which is a good spot in Detroit. They funnel him the ball. I think that he's going to do some damage as well. And you have Laporta there too. Look for Hutchinson to push Micah Parsons for that defensive player of the year. I think he's going to get after Jordan Love today. Can Jordan Love stay healthy? Can Matt LaFleur finally get his coaching of the year spot? He's up for it this year. Big test against these Lions in week one. Also, we have the Lions without Ben Johnson, without Aaron Glenn, so a new coaching staff for them on that side of the ball. But I still think they're going to be strong, and they start off here well here in week one. Let's not forget last year they beat the Chiefs in week one to open the season. Now they get the Packers, divisional opponent, another tough game to start the year. But I like the Lions here. When do you see them at plus money? I mean, they're the underdog this week, and they were one of the best teams in the league last year. I know the Packers have a lot of high expectations, and they just brought in a lot of big names like Micah Parsons, but I like the Lions here to get it done. I'm so surprised you're going against them here in week one as underdogs.
Yeah, I like Gibbs to score here as well. I did take that, but we'll slide in. I like this other 4 o'clock game, 4:30 game, but Texans at Rams. Rams are -3 at home, over under 43.5. Rams -165 on the money line. Texans +140 on the road. Obviously, Rams bringing in Devontae Adams. Texans another year with C.J. Stroud and D'Amico Ryans. Where do you lean on this game?
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting one. I think the Texans are going to have a bounce back year. They have Nico Collins back in the mix. CJ Stroud coming off that sophomore slump. He still led his team to a divisional win in the playoff berth. I think they're going to get the win here this week. I know it's a tall order against Sean McVay. That's your guy right there. They brought in Devontae Adams alongside Puka Nacua. They still have Kyron Williams after signing that big deal to stay with them, and they have Blake Corum behind him. Matthew Stafford, does he still have it in the tank? I think he should be fine, especially with the receiving core that he has. And that young defense that really stepped up last year and brought them on a nice little playoff run. It's going to be a tough day for the Texans without Joe Mixon. Nick Chubb leading the way. A lot of people drafting Nick Chubb, thinking he can help them get the job done. I don't know how much he has left in the tank. I could see him losing his starting role sometime earlier in the season just because that juice isn't there anymore post-injury. I think Nico Collins has a massive day. Look for Jaden Higgins to step up on the outside as well with all the attention going to Nico Collins. I think this one's going to be very hotly contested. I like the Texans on the money line. I don't think that the Rams are able to cover. I'm going to say right here 23-20. I'm going to go with the Texans to take this game, but not one of my favorite picks, but a decent money line. What are you thinking about this one?
Yeah, I agree. I like the Texans +3. I think on the podcast on Wednesday, I was originally leaning on the Rams here. More thinking about this game. Two great defenses. I think the Texans are able to get the points that they need in this one. I like what the Rams did. Obviously, we don't know how Stafford's going to look. He's supposedly been injured all training camp and off season's kind of nursing. I think it's a back injury or something he has going on there. Don't quote me on that, but I know he hasn't been practicing and participating in training camp with an injury. But I like the Texans here. I think this young team comes in. Like you said, I like them to possibly win this game. I'm going to probably lean on the +3, though. I think that they get the job done. Two good defenses. Look for this. I think this is also an under 43.5. Most people, I think, look at this game, think it's gonna, that's a low number. I look at the defensive side of the ball for both of these teams. Will Anderson, there's some great players on the Rams side with Jared Verse. I'm going to look at the under 43.5 as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lower scoring game here with two teams that have some offensive firepower. I think Nico Collins is going to have a big day, though. People drafted him in the first round, rightfully so. So I think he really gets going and shows that he's one of the top receivers in the league. If he stays healthy, then he's going to be strong. Hoss saying here, which CJ Stroud are we going to see? I think we're going to see a strong one. He's going to be efficient, move the ball correctly, and they're going to have to rely on him a lot. They might have to use his legs a bit more without a true running game as well. So look for him to have a decent day. A lot of people probably have him on their bench in fantasy. I wouldn't fire him this week. Let's wait and see. But that receiving core on the outside is going to be interesting. No Tank Dell, no Stephon Diggs. It's Nico Collins and Jaden Higgins. So hopefully they can help out Stroud a little bit.
Absolutely. We'll slide into our Sunday night matchup, probably the game of the day up there with Packers Lions. But Sunday night football, Baltimore at Buffalo. Buffalo, the home team here, as an underdog, getting 1 point over under at 50.5, +100 for the Bills. Ravens on the road, -120. Game of the day, which way do you lean here? A battle of two Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, of course we get this game here in week one. It's the Bills and the Ravens. We expect to see this in the playoffs when it's snowy up in Buffalo. So Lamar Jackson's probably pretty happy when he makes the trip up there to Bills Mafia that there's no snow on the ground. Look for him and Derrick Henry continue their dominance. I think Derrick Henry has at least one more year of being the king left in him. Meanwhile, Josh Allen's going to be putting on his Superman cape and doing everything he can against one of the top teams, top defenses in the league. Sean McDermott's going to be ready for Lamar, though. They've seen him plenty of times, but those options on the outside are strong. He's got Zay Flowers, he's got Rashad Bateman. The connection with those two is very strong. The chemistry is great. Meanwhile, they have Mark Andrews coming back after that tough drop to knock them out of the playoffs last year. I expect him to bounce back. I could see him finding the end zone this week, having a strong day. No Isaiah likely either. So it's going to be a Mark Andrews day in the tight end realm. I think that Lamar might find the end zone. I think that Derrick Henry might as well. Look for James Cook and Josh Allen to get in. So both quarterback, running back duos should find the end zone. Jesse taking the over here in this game. It's a lot of points. Plus, saying nobody can contain Lamar Jackson. Nobody's ready for him. He's going to be flying and ready to go. Look, Haas likes Rashad Bateman to get into the end zone. That's going to be tough. Kyle Hamilton just signed that big deal with the Ravens as well. On the outside, they also brought in Jair Alexander to play alongside Nate Wiggins. So that's going to be an interesting thing. Who's going to step up in this Bills receiver core? Is it Keon Coleman making the jump? Khalil Shakir as the safety valve for Josh Allen. And then they also have Josh Palmer on the outside. Maybe Dalton Kincaid or Dawson Knox gets involved too. We know he likes to find those tight ends. I don't know which one it'll be. They won't see many targets, but they'll see meaningful ones. Greg Rousseau, I think, has a big year for the Bills this year too. But this Sunday night football game, man, we're really blessed to see it. I've got the Ravens winning this one in a tight, contested matchup. No Justin Tucker to bail him out at the end. The rookie Tyler Loop's going to be taking over at the kicking realm, so hopefully he can step up and get the job done. But yeah, look for these Ravens to stay strong, and let's not forget about some of those secondary options in the running in the backfield for the Ravens. Keaton Mitchell and Justice Hill, when they're on the field, they're pretty dynamite too. Good connection with Lamar Jackson that Justice Hill has. So I think it's going to be a great one here. I don't see many turnovers from either team as these two now veteran quarterbacks are both Pro Bowlers, both MVPs. So is Lamar going to show I should have been the MVP last year? Is Josh Allen going to say, oh no, it's me. I'm at home with Bills Mafia. That place is going to be rocking for Sunday Night Football. We're waiting all day for Sunday night, and this one's going to be hotly contested. I'll take the Ravens here to get the job done, though.
I agree. I think Baltimore gets a job done on the road. I'll keep it short for most of the reasons you just said. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't take an under here. I think these two teams are able to get the ball down the field, especially with the Ravens. I'm interested to see that matchup against this Bills defense. Like you said, a lot of the pieces on the Ravens defense, bringing in Jair Alexander, the Bills getting Gabe Davis back, another year with Keon Coleman. Khalil Shakir, who kind of stepped onto the scene as a big play or a big part of that offense last year. James Cook getting a new deal. We know what Josh Allen's capable of. The two MVP candidates is Lamar, going to get his revenge on Josh Allen for winning that MVP last year. I look at the Ravens to win this game. I like the -120 or -1, -115 for a little bit better of a price.
Yeah, this should be a great game, though. I mean, they're blessing us really with the schedule. We saw Eagles, Cowboys. We saw Chargers, Chiefs down there in Brazil. And now we get Ravens Bills on Sunday Night Football in Week 1. Hoss, how you feeling about getting this matchup so early on? I think he said he's going with the Ravens. Not surprised. Going to be in the Ravens room watching this one with the new sun there. So shout out to you too. Yeah, I think this is going to be a great game here. Ravens take this one in a hotly contested matchup.
When he posted that, did you see what I commented on his Instagram? I said, "Uncle Huff will have a TJ Watt jersey on its way."
Yeah, you should have set the terrible towel for him so he can be waving that around. I mean, maybe he can root for you guys this week. He might be able to. A big Week 1 first ever Steelers game that he gets to see is against the Jets. So hopefully he can step up for you. But I think that's going to be a tough one too. But he gets blessed with his first matchup being a Bills Ravens game Sunday
Yeah.
Night Football. I know I'll be watching with him, so that's going to be good. But yeah, some great games on the slate today. We're definitely gonna have our plays posted. Huff, let's get into some of our locks and our team parlay.
Yeah, more. We'll start with our locks here. You're going with a steep price here. This is supposed to be something you like.
Yeah, I
Give him
know.
some value, but you think it's a hit.
I want to start strong in the mortal lock realm. 1-0 is
All
a
right.
strong place to be.
Go ahead, get right into it.
Yeah, a team that's going to win with the Offensive Player of the Year and the MVP this season. I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are going to absolutely eat. Chase Brown's going to be fully unleashed. I like the Bengals to win this game here. The Browns have nothing going for them. I know they have David Njoku, Joe Flacco. They're great friends, but their running back just signed. He's not playing for a few weeks at best. He's still got to go under some scrutiny of the NFL is Quinshon Judkins. I know a lot of people stashed him in fantasy too, but I think the Bengals win this game easily and outright. They probably cover that spread too. I probably could have taken that 5, but I'm going to be very safe in my mortal lock here, Huff, this week. Minus 200 or whatever it is. I know you're like, oh, that's a steep line, but we'll take it here. I like the Bengals get the job done, and my parlay piece is also going to include someone from that Bengals team. Look for the Bengals to have a strong day and a strong season, especially offensively. And that defense can't be worse, right? It really can't be. They get a nice test here Week 1. I think Jerry Jeudy still should have a big day. Njoku should as well. But I think the Bengals are going to handle business and actually win a Week 1 game for once. So
Yeah.
I like them to get going. They started their starters in the preseason too, so it's nice to see that they're ready to go.
Yeah. Jesse, for his mortal lock, going with the over 50.5 in Buffalo. Baltimore there. That Sunday Night Football game that we were just talking about. A lot of points there, but he thinks it happens. I am going with the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Miami Dolphins today, this afternoon in Indianapolis. This one is for Jim Irsay. This is bigger than football. I think the Colts get the job done. Daniel Jones led Colts.
God, Daniel Jones.
If you would have listened to the podcast on Wednesday, I made a crazy statement about the Colts that I'm not willing to redo. But
no, let's hear it.
I think they could be pretty decent.
You think
I think this is a better roster than Daniel Jones ever had in New York.
Does that matter?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think halfway through the season, not halfway. I don't really know what point. I think they could get. I don't know what they're set at. Is 6 wins, 7 wins crazy for them? They're in a terrible division.
I know, but the Jaguars should be taking a step up. They got Travis Hunter and BTJ.
Here's what I said. I said this exact thing. I think they go 1-3 against the Jaguars and Texans. One of them sweeps them. They split with the other one. And then I think they get 2 against the Titans. So that's 3-3 in the division right there.
Cam Ward's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones, though.
I don't know. I don't have high expectations for the Colts, but I think they get the job done here at Week 1 at home.
Yeah, I'm on the Dolphins this week. That's tough to say, especially with you dropping it as your mortal lock. I think Tyler Warren's going to surprise a lot of people. A nice tight end over there. Jonathan Taylor obviously still in the mix too.
Pierce. I wanted my Steelers to go get Pierce, but they didn't want to give him up.
Josh Downs.
But we'll get into our team parlay of the week. Jesse going with the Commanders money line. Obviously, this is going to be a 4-leg parlay. Jesse going with Commanders money line. Ace going with Chase Brown. Anytime touchdown there for the Bengals. Me going with Derrick Henry. Anytime touchdown in Sunday Night Football. And Mackie going with Devon Achane in the Miami-Indianapolis game where I am on the Colts. You are on the Dolphins. Mackie thinks Achane gets in plus 550 for a 4-legger. So let us know if you're got any last questions. Throw them in the chat. We got our team parlay. We got our mortal locks. And we gave out our picks in the Steelers, Patriots, Lions, Rams, Ravens, Bills Sunday Night Football game. All of our official plays will be posted on hitthebooks.pod on Instagram, hitthebooks_pod on Twitter. Make sure you give us a like, follow, share, subscribe. Wherever you're watching from, leave us a like, subscribe. We really appreciate it. And go get our plays. Turn those post notifications on. For these 1 o'clock games, we'll have them posted by 11:30 or so. Give us a like, follow, share, subscribe there. We appreciate it. And thanks for listening. And we will see you guys next week for Week 2 in the NFL season.
Let's go, Pats.